What is up, everybody? You're listening to GGR. We always have Blue Man Rule in this place. And,
yes, sir.
You know, me, Crucial Chase. You know, just little old me over here. But it's been a couple of weeks. We said we're going to keep it consistent, but, you know, life sometimes gets in the way. That first Tuesday, we can get into some stuff because my son went to a facility because he was kind of wilding out at the house, and it was like too much of a wilding out to where, because he had been to one of the facilities before, and then my wife took him there, and they were like, "No, like he can't be here, like he's too much for us." And I'm just like, as a father, just thinking, man, my son is too much for an actual facility. This is crazy. But then it also kind of made me feel good in a way to be like, well, I'm not crazy.
What you were feeling. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
kind of validated your feelings a little bit. Yeah.
Like that we have been dealing with something pretty extreme, you know?
Right.
So he's been in a place in Louisville, which is like an hour and a half away. They were able to take him, but and then they were saying for him to be here, what he needs, which would be like semi-permanent, you know what I mean?
That's what you're saying, man.
He would be, it would be temporarily, but long, like 6 months to a year, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
The state would have to take custody of him, but they would be like, it would be with dependency to where it would be no fault of anybody's. It's just, normally it's like if someone dies or if it would be, and it also that we don't, as just normal people, can't give him the needs. So we wrestled with that. We're like, man, because that was like a really tough decision. We made the decision to do that, and then they were just pretty much like, JK, well, we're not going to go with that because there's no beds available, and also we want to go a different route to see if it works. So he is coming back home, and I was like, what was the point of any of this? Like, you guys could have just said this from the get-go and saved us all the mental torment and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much going on Tuesday, you know, on that.
Hey, man, that's a lot, man. I know you didn't want to, you didn't really get into it. And I'm never one to pry, you know what I mean? I figure if people want to share, they'll share because that's kind of how I am, right? But, yeah, man, that's a lot of heavy stuff. I'll keep you guys in prayer over that. But, yeah, I can tell you that when people throw out the option, like oftentimes they throw out like a worst case scenario option first and then work their way backwards to more feasible solutions. Oftentimes that's just what it is, because they do that to kind of want to discourage people. They do that to push people away from them so that they don't have to solve the issue themselves. Right. I see that a lot in my world, man, when I'm working with stuff and I have to talk with other people who need to get me information, and they'll always throw out like the worst case scenario. And I'm like, okay, but what can you actually do? and then we actually end up getting to like an actual feasible solution. Right. So, yeah, man, that's tough. But hey, at least he can come back home. Hopefully we can try this intermediate solution. Right. In the meantime,
which is, you know, staff working with him in the home or taking him out of the home, which is something we've been pushing for. And it just and then all of a sudden we just got in the fast lane.
Right, exactly. They're like, oh, okay, we see what you.
We bought the Disney Fast Pass for
skipping all the lines, son. Yeah. You're skipping all the lines, son. I had one of those one year at Six Flags, man. Six Flags over Texas, and I tell you what, man, that pass is worth it though. That pass is worth it though, because you ain't got to waste 15 to 45 minutes in the line, B. You just walk right up, man. It's so great. Yeah, it's so great. You might be in the line 5, maybe 8 minutes, maybe, but you get in there and you get done, man. So,
but yeah, the second Tuesday, we had a friend over that, and we watched a movie. And we watched half of the movie, and then tonight she came back over, and then we watched the second half of the movie because with times we don't want to be up too late. We ain't.
Yeah, I mean, we adults, dog. We ain't college age no more. I mean, it's time to you got curfews as the older you get. You know what I mean? It's just like, man, I got to be in bed, man. I'm tired.
Yeah.
So I understand.
But yeah, So I'll get into the movie a little bit later, but but yeah. So we had someone over, and then it was a. I mean, it ended in a where they went home before the podcast would normally start. It's just I was
Hmm.
freaking tired, so
Oh yeah, man.
I was just like, man.
Entertaining is tiring, man. It really is. It really is, man. That's one reason my wife and I. One of the few reasons we don't have a lot of company over. She's a huge introvert,
Mhm.
so company drains her. So that's one reason we don't really have a lot of company over. That's the primary reason, but the secondary reason is that, man, yeah, even I'm tired hosting, and I'm a extrovert. I'm a blue personality. Like I like people, they energize me, but man, I still get tired. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
But
I understand.
I kind of, I mean, it was really good, but I kind of overdid it a little
Yeah.
bit because, this is me. I just love to cook and stuff. And tonight
Oh, okay.
we just got some Taco Bell. You know what I mean? And then now I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
so tired. But yeah, I made like 3 cheese homemade mac and cheese with KFC style bowls. Like the
Oh,
KFC bowls you
dang, yeah,
get, but
chopping up the
homemade.
chicken with the corn and yeah, and some rice and yeah, man, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
yeah,
good as shit. But man, I was exhausted.
yeah. Well, that's
So,
good, man. I'm
but
glad you get that.
but what's cool is that when she comes over, it's like whenever my brother said this too, to where like he loves hanging out with me because I don't I'm not always really like, hey, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna
Mhm.
I'm just like sometimes I just want to come over and we just like do nothing. You know what I mean? We just sit there and talk or
Yep.
whatever. And
Right.
like and the other night I went over to his house. We sat by he got a fire pit going and we sat out there. He got on the his Switch, and I got on the Steam Deck. And we sat by the fire playing Switch and Steam Deck all night, or
Yeah.
not all night,
Yep.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's all good, man. That sounds like a nice, cool little laid back time, man. For real.
Yeah.
Cause it's been nice. It's been crisp nights out here in Oklahoma, in OKC, man. So the nights have been nice and kind of cool and crisp. So it's good. Like you just throw on a hoodie, man, or something. Throw on some sweats. Go outside, sit down, just chill, man. Just hang out. You around the fire pit too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You all good, man. You all
So
good,
so what's been going on with you, man?
man. What has been going on with me, man? Oh, so listen, man. Listen. So last week, my son had a game, right? And so I was telling my wife, hey, listen, I've been watching the news all week. Now, keep in mind, it's a Thursday night game. Normally, football's on Friday nights. You know that. But this team, because the way schedules work out, they're in a pretty big district. Big schools, big district. And so his first 3 games in October are all on Thursday. So I was watching news all week, Chase. Weathermen saying, "Hey, listen, there's a cold front coming in, and the place we had to travel to for the game was up north. So the cold front was coming from up north, right? So it was pressing down to where we were gonna be." And I told my wife, "I was like, hey, it's gonna be pretty windy when we get out there. You might want to take a coat or something." She's like, "No, fine, I'm cool, I'm good." And then I told her, I said, also with that cold front coming with the wind, because it's the cold front meeting the warm front. That's when the storms happen. I'm like, it's gonna rain too. She was like, "Oh no, it's absolutely not gonna rain." I'm 100% sure, positive it's not gonna rain. Well, second we got there, Chase, that wind was coming in. It was cold. It was like. Like that wind was howling, man. And the second we got there, and I was like, "You don't need a jacket, huh?" She's like, "Man, I'm chilly." She ended up bringing a coat anyway, but she didn't bring like a big coat. And I'm like, "Okay, okay." And she said, I said that, and I pointed in the stadium. I was like, "Now you see those clouds coming up over the home side stadium seats?" I'm like, "Looks like." I'm like, "Which way are they moving?" And so she looked at the clouds for a second, and she said, "Well, they're moving that way." I said, "No, baby, they're coming right toward us." And I said, and she said, "Oh, it's not gonna rain." I'm like, now when it does rain, I'm gonna lean right over into your right ear hole and say, "I told you so." Man, let me tell you, right after halftime, probably about 3 minutes into the third quarter, it started pouring. It started pouring down, and I just leaned over and said, "I told you so. I told you so." And she was cold, man. She was cold, man. We were cold and wet because I told her, I'm like, man, I should go back to the house, because when we were in the neighborhood before we left, I said I should bring my umbrella, because I think it's gonna rain tonight, because I have this really big umbrella that can cover up both people really well. And she was like, "You won't need it, da 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 da." I said, "Okay." And I was like, man, I really should have played the lottery, man, because like the job opportunities, like me telling my wife what's going to happen with this weather. I'm like, listen, man, I am batting 100 here lately. So let me just get in here and get on this lottery.
you're
So,
out. You're out there being like, lady.
yeah.
You like
Let's
flexing in
go.
front of her.
Yeah. I was like, see, I told you. I told you. I knew it was going to happen. It's so hilarious, man. So it is what it is. But yeah, but that's I just been reveling in that stuff, man. Just the idiocy and the silliness of life, man. And I was talking to my oldest son, and I was telling him something. I was telling him something about like a concert because he was complaining about something that happened to him, and I was like, "Man, you don't know." I'm like, "Man, be lucky. Count this as a blessing. Like you don't know what could have happened to you. Like X could have happened to you. Like this could have happened to you, or Y could have happened to you." And he was talking to somebody else just today, and he was talking to another lady, and she was like, "You know what? I had X thing happen to me." Like she called out the exact same thing I said, and I was like, "See, listen, man." I'm telling you, man, I'm like batting 1,000 right now. Chase, it is crazy. It's weird. It's crazy. So, yeah, I've been having fun with that. What else have I been doing, Chase? I watched a movie. One of my coworkers recommended. It had Gary Oldman in it, right? So I like Gary Oldman, and it's called The Professional. It had a young Scarlett Johansson. Man, she was like, oh, man, she couldn't have been any more than 12.
Wait, you mean Natalie Portman?
Natalie Portman. Who did I say?
Scarlett Johansson.
I said Scarlett Johansson. I meant Natalie Portman. Yes, I meant Natalie Portman. Jane Foster from the Thor movies. If you guys are just like Marvel heads or whatever. But yes, I watched that movie and it was called, what was his name? Leon the Professional. I think that was the name of the movie. Leon the Professional. It's a good movie though, man. A little questionable. Because you could have inferred some stuff in there because she actually did infer some stuff in there to the dude at the front desk because she was mad because he kept leaving without her. But it's a pretty good movie though, man. I like Gary Oldman though. He's a heck of an actor, man. So that was a good movie. I watched that, and then Chase. Let me tell you, man. I've been on Netflix, man. I watched the first episode of season 3 of Lupin. That's on Netflix. Oh, man, I love that show, man. Show is fantastic, dude. If y'all hadn't watched Arsène Lupin on it's just called Lupin. Looks like Lupin, Lupin on Netflix. It is.
I'm going to
so
have to look
good. I think
into
we talked about it before. Yeah,
you talked about it before because we did the comparison to Persona 5 with the main persona of Joker. Is Arsène. Yeah, and it's so well done. Like I said, the people. I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan. Like that's some of the first. I think the first book that I read on my own that I really wanted to enjoy, like outside of school, was The Three Musketeers. But after that was some Sherlock Holmes stuff, and so I like Holmes a lot. And Arsène Lupin is a character that's set up as a antagonist to Holmes because while Holmes is like a mastermind detective, Lupin is a mastermind thief. And so he uses all the same elements of psychology and all those other different things to pull off all of his heists and stuff, man. Fantastic. So much of a fan, they ended up kind of plagiarizing their way into a Holmes book. Holmes and them didn't even get mad. Like Doyle didn't even get mad. He's like, you know what? You want to make this happen? Look, let's make this happen. So they ended up making it happen to where Lupin, like they had crossovers in each one of their books and stuff, man. So really cool. I wonder if that was like one of the original, like, because we have crossovers all the time now, with like
we do
the superhero stuff. But I wonder if that was one of the originals.
Man, I don't know, possibly because it was well before video games was even considered as a glint in anybody's eye to be a genre, right? To be a medium, and this was back with books, man. So like. It's pretty stinking cool, man. It started as a work of admiration for Holmes that like bloomed into something, man. And the show on Netflix is exceptional. It's exceptional. Like it reminds me of, because I used to watch a lot of the Holmes shows. Like I used to watch the Elementary show, and of course I used to watch the Sherlock Holmes. So the Elementary show with I can't remember the dude's name now. He did Eli Stone. I can't remember the actor's name, but it was and also had Maggie. I think Maggie Q was in the Elementary one that was on like CBS for Holmes, and then of course the Benedict Cumberbatch version of Holmes. If you hadn't seen that, like that is outstanding. Lupin is kind of like that version of Cumberbatch. Not as hardly intellectual, but quite intellectual, mixed with Idris Elba from Luther.
Okay.
So it's pretty darn good, man. Just because he's a villain and stuff like that, man. But it's quite good. It's quite good, and I think of Lupin as a like a Robin Hood thief. He steals from like all these people and gets retribution for people who can't do it, and he kind of sets things right. But he's still a thief. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's fantastic, man. I absolutely love it. That show is great. The first two seasons are phenomenal. This third season is starting off with a bang, man. I'm looking forward to it. Now what I'm looking forward to, Chase, is the return of Reacher on Reacher season 2 on Amazon Prime Video, man. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be around like December though, but I'm waiting on that, dog. So
Nice.
yeah, man. So I think that's it for me, man. That's all I got really. Outside of the games I've been playing. No, man, just I've slowed down quite a bit because work has kicked up quite a lot. So I slowed down playing quite a bit, but still working on those games. I think since the last time we talked, I did download some more Dishonored 2. I downloaded Dishonored 2, and I'm getting ready to go through that again. But that's Cyberpunk 2077. Man, after that update 2.0, that game is performs so much better now. And I think the systems are so well done now. So if you hadn't played that, get to that, get on that. And then I think
they
I said
really streamlined to where I remember like he would be like, oh, here's body, but then there's like three things on their body, but like you would think like, oh man, that's a lot of stuff for me to experiment with, but it made it overwhelming.
yeah,
Now they made it
yeah,
still as experimental, but less overwhelming, and I like that.
yeah. It's really well done, man. Like it's like this is the game that we should have received. But I heard someone's criticism saying it wasn't the game that was advertised. To a degree, to a degree, I agree with the statement. But I
Dude,
absolutely agree with the
GameSpot
portion.
gave the shit a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, man. Like, but it is really good, man. I finished the Phantom. I did not like the ending that I got, so I'm gonna go back and play a different ending. And I knew when I was making the choices, I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing here, because I didn't go into it with a plan. I was like, this will not end well, and it absolutely did not. It was the absolute lamest ending I've ever seen in a game.
You're like
Yeah,
making choices, thinking this won't end well,
yeah,
and then do it anyway.
exactly. I did it anyway. I was like, well, thank God for saves, right? So I can go back and try it again. But yeah, no, it was pretty good, man. Really enjoyed that. And then another thing that I was trying to jump back into that I told you about was that Crisis Core Final Fantasy reunion, man. That game is well done. That game is well done. It runs so well. I think I can max out like the 120 frames when I play that thing. So it's nice, man. It's the perfect balance of a remix. It just kept just enough old elements to make me feel nostalgic when I played it on my PSP, but modernized it enough to where I don't have to worry about the graphics. I don't have to worry about the sound, the controls, the responsiveness, any of that stuff. So it's really good, man. Highly recommend that. All right,
Nice.
that's it. I'm done, B. What you got?
Well, while going to the movie that we watched, I don't know if you do too much horror, but we watched a movie called Talk to Me. And have you heard of the studio A24?
No.
Well, they I wouldn't say they're art house, but they're definitely like a little bit of a they put a little bit more emphasis on trying to keep a certain brand or whatnot. And
Yeah.
but I think the first movie I watched that was A24 was probably Uncut Gems.
I've heard of that. I haven't seen that.
But this is a great movie. With Adam Sandler but anyway, but the
Oh, is that the one with Kevin Garnett?
yes,
No.
yes,
Yeah, it is the one with Kevin Garnett in there. Yeah. Okay.
but yeah,
Okay.
that is the most tense, anxiety driving movie that's not a horror movie.
yes.
But it's really great. But anyway, this movie Talk to Me. They A24 has been putting a lot of focus on horror in the last few years, and they like to take tropes, or like they like to fund projects that take tropes and kind of do different things with them, to where if you watch like a movie about possession, it might not necessarily be exactly what you're expecting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it goes against cuts against the grain a little bit. That's
Yeah,
good.
so like they have this hand that it's like a hand sitting on a table like this, right? Like you can shake it like a shake. But and it's like ceramic. It's supposed to have like an actual hand inside of it. I don't know. But they would grab the hand and say talk to me, and they would see like some sort of spirit, and they could let it and then say like I'll give you permission, and then it possessed them, right? And but when they let go of the hand or someone takes the hand out of their hand, the possession will cease. And it's
Hmm.
like apparently give them like some sort of rush or whatever. So pretty much becomes a drinking party game. You
What?
get possessed.
What? Okay, that goes completely different. Yeah, that goes
Yeah,
completely different, man. That's
but it
sideways.
but of course things go wrong and
Yeah.
horror ensues. But yeah, it was a quite good movie. We enjoyed it, and the girls were definitely like, "What in the fuck, you stupid fuckers!"
That's crazy, man.
But
That's crazy.
so yeah, so I highly recommend Talking to Me. It was a good movie. Um, but as of games, if you don't remember, I kind of like went down on my game playing pretty much since August because I pretty much
Um,
finished Final Fantasy in August, and then
yeah.
I started Call of Duty World War II. It is now October 17th. I have finished Call of Duty World War II, the 7-hour campaign, Call of Duty World
Right.
War II. But I finished the fucker.
Man, that's a lot of lunch breaks, son.
Yeah, but yeah, not many lunch breaks. That's the thing is like I
Yeah.
haven't been playing
It's
games a
short.
lot at work
Yeah.
because I got a little bit more social and just kind of break, getting out of my shell a little bit
Right, right.
and then but yeah and then when I get home I just kind of wanted to spend time with Amber or do whatever or even if it was like mental health or if I get my on if I had high anxiety it's hard to play a game because it's like you
Yeah.
can't
Yeah, yeah,
focus
yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
but yeah
Can't
the
enjoy it either.
right but yeah that's a pretty good campaign I thought. I mean but I've always thought
Which one was it? The new Modern Warfare 2? The
no
revised?
it
No.
was World War II. the
World at War. World at War.
No,
Is that it?
it's called
No.
it's called Call of Duty WW2 is the
Oh,
name
okay.
of the game.
Okay.
I think it's from like
Okay.
2018 or so.
Okay.
It's actually the last one before they went to the Warzone model to where everything's under like kind of a hub.
Oh, okay.
That
Okay.
I think that
Gotcha.
started with Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the remake or the reboot. It's not a remake; it's a reboot. So that
Okay.
started with that. I do have that, but on the Blizzard. I don't know if they'll go.
The Blizzard
Yeah, because
store.
that's the only
Yeah.
way you could buy it at first, and then now it's on Steam or whatever. I wonder if they'll let you, if they get rid of that BlizzNet, if it'll let you like transfer your purchase over to Steam or something. But
I don't know, but you can always just add it to Steam and launch from there anyway. So
yeah, but but that's a good campaign too. That that re the reboot of Modern Warfare, fantastic. Especially if you're
okay.
doing something on some high graphical, something that can push some high graphics. Man,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
looks amazing. Especially the night vision shit looks
yeah. It
like
looks real.
even in the old games, and I can tell it now, but like back then, like the night vision stuff, it's like I guess because it didn't have to do a lot of color stuff, made it
Yeah,
look even more real. You know what I mean? But this,
right.
it looks real.
Yeah, yeah. I've watched some gameplay of that stuff, man, and like man, I guess those campaigns have to be so short because the production values of those things is extreme. Production values are extremely high, man.
But also,
So
like, since it's so action oriented, like if I play like Fallout, I could play like 2 hours of Fallout, and I've kind of like walked across the map or whatever and picked up some bottle caps or whatever. But in Call of
right.
Duty, in 2 hours, you're just like completely on action packed to where 20 minutes of Call of Duty, you're spent. You're like,
Yeah,
okay, I want to take a
yeah,
break now. When you could play 3 hours of Persona, you know what I mean? Because you're not
yeah.
it's not like blood pumping action all the time.
Right, 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 right.
But yeah, that was good. And I started. You mentioned like some investigation, Lupin or whatnot, but this isn't really
Yeah.
about that. It's more like Lovecraft, Call of Cthulhu. It's more of a investigation type game, which is pretty interesting.
Okay.
So yes, it's called Call of Cthulhu. I think Fred Rojas bought it for me on one Halloween or whatnot. He's like, you might enjoy this, and I'm just now
Yeah, I've
getting
heard
to
that
it.
game before. Yeah, 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 yeah. I've heard that game before many times. People actually like it. Who used to play that all the time? It's Casual Terror who used to play that all the time. I think he used to play that all the time.
Yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
pretty
no,
sure it
that's all
might
good.
be a thing to where since it's so there's so much in scenes or whatnot, but there might be different ways you can take. the story or whatnot, but I'm kind of
Hmm.
going a certain way, and maybe you just missed something, or you didn't talk to a certain person, and it'll come. I really don't know because I'm just playing the
Hmm.
game with. I don't really watch a lot of like if it's something I know I'm going to play. I don't really watch a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah, me too. Like the the Spider-Man 5, or Spider-Man 2, they just released a new trailer for it, like a launch trailer, and my oldest son was like, "You watched the trailer yet?" I'm like, "Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. I've seen enough. I already know what type of game it's gonna be because I love Spider-Man. So like the Insomniac Spider-Man. So I'm like, nope, don't even need to see it. Yeah, but yeah, but it's gonna be a while before you play the game. Yep, I know. It's cool. I'll just wait. I'll wait till it comes to PC eventually, and we'll rock it out then. So, um, yeah, I don't even want to see anything else on that, man. That game looks too good.
yeah, and then but when we hung out with me and my brother and just by the fire, I played a little bit of Silent Hill 2 because I was like, it's spooky season. I'm gonna play something that's way back in my past just to kind of veg out a
Yeah,
little bit, and and that PS2 game looks great, like emulated at like 1440K, and you know,
nice, man. So you're playing at high res, definitely high refresh rates and stuff, man. That's awesome. What does the Steam Deck go up to on does it
it's
go up to
like
60?
it
60
goes
frame,
it
60
goes to
hertz?
six, seven seven. I normally do 720, but it's seven something is the actual
Yeah.
native. But I just kind
Okay.
of keep it simple at 720. But then the hertz is 60. But 720 on a small screen looks fine, man.
Nice. Yeah, it looks nice. Yeah, it looks nice. That's cool, man. That's cool. Since it's Halloween season, you taught me into it. That's kind of why I went back to kind of Dishonored a little bit because they always wearing masks and stuff in there, and I went back because I wanted to play that. But because Epic Games gave away Ghostwire Tokyo for free, I was actually going to try to play that this month. That's what
That's
I
a.
wanted to get my
I
money.
really enjoyed that game, and I get what some people would be like, because they might think of that developer and the things they did in the past being like straight up horror. When this is
Mhm.
definitely like spook adjacent, but it's definitely I wouldn't call it a horror game.
No, I read an article on it, and there was another guy who was saying, since it's free, I implore you to play Ghostwire Tokyo, and he said that it's a great game, it's well put together. The only scary thing that they have, the scary mission, I guess, is related to a school. He said that's one of the scariest missions he's ever played in the game, but otherwise, he said everything else is absolutely manageable. It's absolutely tame enough for anybody to take in. So. Um, he said it was pretty good. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, because they did. Well, they originally would the guy that created the studio. What he was the guy that did Resident Evil 4, right? And then he did
Let's see who was Ghostwire. Is Ghostwire Platinum?
no
No,
Tango.
Tango. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you'd be right then. Yeah, it would have done DMC4. What is it? Tango Frameworks,
Yeah,
GameWorks.
yeah. I think it's
One of those two.
Frameworks, but
Frameworks. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, because I can't think of the name of the game. That is their first. It was like a 2015 or 2014 game. That was a horror game. I might can find it in here, but
Well, I'm doing a search, so we're gonna find out here in a minute. Let's see what they got here. All right,
I mean
Wiki
it's one
Evil
of the Evil Within. Yeah,
Two,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they did Hi-Fi Rush as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard that game was really good. I still haven't popped it
yeah,
in, but like,
exceptionally exceptionally highly rated. For what it was, being that it was like dropped on the same day it was announced. You know what I'm
right?
saying?
Yeah.
Like, then they were like, "Hey, this game is pretty good." Now it plays to a rhythm and stuff, but they said it's actually pretty good. So,
Hmm.
yep, yep, those are the five that they've made so far.
I've heard that use headphones. There's less input lag when you're playing with headphones.
Nice. Oh, that's good. That's
So,
good. That's good. So, yeah, real quick, you using that Steel series right now, right?
yep.
So, man, I've been thinking for a while. I'm like, should I go back to wireless headphones? But I'm thinking no, because all the wireless headphones that I had before kind of just like broke. They didn't last, man. I've had like two different pair of like Turtle Beaches, and they just didn't last. Cheap plastic, cheap construction. Like the wired ones, to me, much better construction, man.
Well, I mean, Turtle Beach in general, like you would think it would be super quality, like
Hmm.
Sony or something. Like that's a big name. Turtle Beach is a big
Hmm.
name too, but it's so
Right.
cheap. Like
I know it. It's frustrating, man.
I got
Um.
like one of the first Steel series I ever owned was also just like a $30 um, version of one of their headsets. It's the best headset I ever had, and it was so comfortable. And like
It's
this one
crazy,
is
man.
like like I wonder what their expensive ones are like because I'm like they're
Exactly. Exactly, man. I'm the same exact way. Like the thing, so the things that the ones that I really liked, but that just didn't seem to last on me. Well, were HyperX. So I had the Cloud 2s, HyperX stuff. Man, they make some really nice headphones, but then they can make some really cheap headphones too. But the ones I have are like the pink ones that they have for the HyperX Cloud 2s. They're white with pink. But man, most comfy headphones I've ever worn. Seriously,
hmm.
absolutely comfortable. Sound phenomenal. One of the ears went out in two different pair. And I'm like, son of a gun, come on, man, let's go, man. Because I sent the first one in, had it under warranty, came back, was rocking the other pair, or rocking the repair pair or whatnot. Yeah, man, let's go, let's go, let's go. Same thing happened. I'm like, dang it. So I've been thinking, man, but I really like the Steel Series headset that I have now. Like that thing is stinking nice. And so I'm like, I know HyperX makes wireless stuff, and I'm thinking, man, I don't know if I want to do a Steel Series that's expensive, or like an Arctic headset that's really expensive. But I do want an Arctic wireless. I want to see what that life is like. And then Corsair has their stuff, but I want to see what Arctic does on the wireless end. So we're gonna see, man. But I love gaming in headphones, not earbuds. I love gaming in headphones.
Yeah.
Just something about it, man. Just something about it. So, but I say all that to say I have been using. So I have these sound cores here. I have these sound core Space A40s. What did they used to retail? I think I bought them at $65 or something, man. These are great. They have pass through. They have noise cancellation, normal mode. They're about 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours per charge on the buds, and the case holds a total of like 50 hours. And these things get stupid loud. Like as far as decibels go, they get like 113 decibels, dumb loud. But these things are nice, and you can wear them all day. These are really good too, and they have A2DP, which means that basically they connect to two devices at the same time. So you can connect to your computer and your phone. And if the phone rings and it comes in, you'll stop hearing the audio from the computer. It automatically switches to the phone. When you hang up, audio switches back automatically. So really good, man.
Well,
Really good.
what were they? What were they again?
The Soundcore Space A40s. Soundcore Space A40s. I drop a link. Yeah, man, I like those things, man. I really do. I really do. And they were on sale, during that Prime Day deal. Did you get anything for Prime Day, by the way?
Nah, nah.
Nothing for
I
Prime
didn't do
Day.
any Prime Day this year.
Yeah, man. There actually I found out that some of the better deals were outside of Prime Day. You know what I almost picked up?
What's that?
Dude, there was a 50-inch TCL 4K TV from Best Buy for 150.
Really?
Yes, a 50-inch TCL from Best Buy for 150 as their it was their response sale to that. And I almost picked it up because I was going to get it from my wife's office, and then she said, "I said, are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to get it?" She was like, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, I won't get it then, but I really wanted to get it, man. Really wanted to get that thing for her, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
50 inches for 150.
Yeah. I hit up those slick deals. That's how I got my air fryer.
Yeah.
It
Oh
was
yeah.
it was a big I think it's Pro Series air fryer, and I think it was a maybe $150 normally. I got it for $40, and it was just at Best Buy.
Mm,
So
nice.
I just had to
Yeah,
drive to
man.
Best Buy and pick it up.
Man. Best Buy guys. Best Buy had some fire deals on Amazon's fire. So listen, on Black Friday, you already know Best Buy gonna go ham. So y'all just need to be ready. Y'all need to be ready for it. If you're looking for something, you got a list because I'm accumulating lists, man. Like my oldest son, he wants a smartwatch,
Hmm.
right? For he wants so like I'm just going through. I'm accumulating lists and stuff and things, and yeah, man. Like Best Buy, Best Buy had some really good sales, man. They had some really good sales, so I'm looking forward to them this year.
You know
We're
what
gonna see
sales
what's
I was looking at? I was I think this weird, but I was actually looking on the PlayStation sales because
Yep, they had some good ones too.
I'm looking
They did.
for a Halloween sale that's specifically like horror games because if Alexa comes over again and maybe has her boyfriend over, I remember back in 2015, we would have
Mm-hmm.
friends over and we would play Until Dawn, especially with people that didn't really play
Yeah,
video
yeah.
games.
Mm-hmm.
And 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 her boyfriend does play video games, but she doesn't. And so that makes it even better, right? Because
Yeah.
what's cool and what makes the situation the best, you would think it would be the opposite, but say one person controls, the other people will make decisions and whatnot, but you
Right.
make the person that's controlling the worst person at playing video games. Because the QTEs will be more interesting because then
Yeah,
people will start
exactly.
dying and like they'll freak out or whatever, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
makes for a good fucking time. So I was looking for Until Dawn. I had rented it through Redbox originally, and then it came on PS Plus. Right? I ain't got
Uh-huh.
PS Plus. I have no need for
Right.
PS Plus. So
Right.
I'm not going to get a PS Plus membership just to have access to Until Dawn. So I'm looking. I mean, it's normally just $20, but if it goes on sale for $3 or something, I want to get it for $3 because it's such an old game and like
I wish you would have told me, man. I know a few weeks ago, Quantic Dream had a couple of sales up on different storefronts on PC.
hmm,
So they had a couple of sales going on, man. I think they had Beyond Two Souls was on sale. Heavy Rain was out there on sale, and I don't know if Until Dawn.
well, Until Dawn is super
Until Dawn
massive.
never. Oh, it is super massive.
Yeah,
Let's see, super massive games. Yeah, yeah. I
but
just
most
wanted on
supermassive
PS4.
games are on PC except for Until Dawn.
Yeah, sucks.
It's a Sony licensed thing, but
Exclusive. Yeah, yeah,
I didn't know if at some point they would put it on PC because everything else. I mean, they got fucking Spider-Man on PC. You know what I mean? That's like
yeah, yeah.
and God
Exactly.
of War. I mean, that's like their main things. I didn't know if it was just not worth the time to port it or not worth the money. You know what I mean? Since it's so
I don't know. I
older
think
and a niche title.
I bet you Sony will find a way to port it at some point because I mean, since then, shoot, man, I think they'll find a way to get it ported at some point. If they end up doing like a sequel, they'll probably revive the remaster and bring it back on PC. You know what I'm saying? That'll probably happen at some point down the road. So I would say just keep your hopes up, man. But yeah, Sony did have some deals too. They
But
did.
but yeah, using those kind of movie adjacent games like Until Dawn or even Life is Strange as a party game, it works so well because of
Hmm.
how like it's kind of like watching a movie, but you're kind of controlling it. So it's just Until Dawn works even better because it's got the jump scares and the more
Yeah.
when like Life is Strange is just well, that's emotional. you know.
Yeah, it
But
is.
so
Hey,
so go ahead.
oh, no, I was going to change subject because I'm going to ask you because I was talking at work with one of my coworkers, man, and she's a gamer. Her and her husband are both gamers,
Hmm.
and I was like, "So you've been playing anything cool?" She's like, "Yeah, a little bit." She's like, "I've been trying to get back into." So she's been playing Liza P,
Yeah.
and so we talked a little bit about how I don't like Souls games because they don't respect the time, and me sounding like the old man gamer, and she was like, but we're trying to get back into Guitar Hero. And I thought of Scar immediately. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
was like, you know what I used to like? I'm like, I never owned any of the guitar games, but I used to play DJ Hero and DJ Hero 2. I'm like, did you ever rock those? She was like, no, I don't know what those are. And I'm like, I can't be that old where I know what DJ Hero and DJ Hero 2 is, but other gamers don't. Am I that old? Like,
I
I thought
well,
DJ Hero was a well-known commodity.
well, I think maybe it's well known amongst certain spheres because like people know Rock Band or like
Yeah.
or not Rock Band or Guitar Hero, but not
Guitar
Guitar
Hero,
Hero.
yeah.
But like I mean, maybe it just didn't resonate, because it didn't resonate, even though it's really good and how they did with the songs is like pretty amazing.
Yeah, man. I was telling her they had two tracks, and I'm explaining it for the people in the audience who may not remember what DJ Hero was, you know what I'm saying? Who may not know that you had two different genres blending, right? So you would have the lyrics from one genre over the music of another genre, and then the music from the original song was kind of there too, so you could go in between. But it was just like Guitar Hero, where you had to kind of mix it just right, and at the better you got at it, it would blend better, and the blend would sound better. But the worse you did, the blend would actually start to kind of step on itself. So it was a really well done game, man. Really, really liked it, but it was cool. So, it's very rare you're going to get Eminem over a Bee Gees beat or Bee Gees over a Dr. Dre beat. Like, it's just not going to happen that often, but it does happen, So it was something cool. So that made me think. I'm like, I still got my DJ Hero thing. So I told her, next time I'm in the office, I'm gonna bring my DJ Hero turntable and have you take a look at it. So. Huh. Yeah, that game was awesome, man. And because she was saying, hey, she heard they may bring Guitar Hero back. I'm like, they really need to bring that DJ Hero back. That's what they need to bring back. Because these rappers nowadays, nah, man, you don't really want them on too many of those tracks. Their lyrics are hot trash. So, some of them, not all of them, just some of them. But yeah, man. So my bad. I didn't mean to jump in. I just found it funny because I was like, man, how is it? I just feel so old, talking about DJ Hero, man. It's like I was talking about columns. You know what I'm saying?
I'm as Donnie would say, it's just an old man talking about some old wooden boat.
Right. Tell you, man. God, that's what I feel like. Man. But oh man, well, man, is it already? It's already 8:27, man. It's almost already an hour. We haven't been going for that long, have we?
For about 50 minutes or so.
Okay. Shoot, man. Well, yeah, man. I thought that was hilarious, man. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, here's a story. We sometimes get into man, our adventures in the real world.
Right.
This was a few weeks back. I told her I might give it a few weeks before I talk about the story because she knows I have a podcast. Alexa at work, but anyway, she had a flat tire at work, and I multiple people helped out with that, but we got the donut going, but it was flat. I had a little pump that plugged into your car, so I pumped that up and we got it. But she wanted to immediately get a real tire from Walmart to put on there, right? So I followed her to Walmart because it was that donut was it
wasn't gonna last. Yeah, it wasn't gonna last.
It was a donut from 2006. Let's just say that.
man.
But anyway, we got there, right, dude, and I'm like, do people is the workforce so hungry for people's bodies?
Yeah.
Is this a thing?
It is. It is.
This dude at the fucking automotive, he was just we would say stuff, and I think he was just so fucking blazed out of his mind to where he wasn't really comprehending what we were talking about.
You ran into Philip. Let's just say you ran into Philip.
I think it's fit like a capital PH, like fish. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
But dude, he was just he was like, I don't know, I ain't even really clocked in. So what do you need? He's like, and then she said, he turns the computer around.
Oh, he's like, point to what you need.
You want the middle? She's like, I'll take the middle one. And he turns it back around and is like, okay. And then he goes up to the door and just about runs into the motherfucker, right? And he was like, hey, and he has her go behind the line and hit the button because he forgot to hit the button to open the door.
Oh, no.
She was like, am I allowed to do this? I'm like, just fucking roll with it, man.
Oh, that's too much.
And then,
oh, goodness.
And then as we come back in, it was going to be a while. So she comes to the house. She shares Amber's vape, just kind of, she's had a lot of, because it was pretty stressful time and whatnot. So we just chilled out for the house for a while. We went back. Dude was still there.
Still there.
And he was just he was he asked me, is it ready? The car. He's like, he asked me if it was ready. I'm like, That's what I'm supposed to be asking you, man. Like,
Right. Well, that's what we try to figure out, man. What you got for me?
and, this,
Man.
and then he was just like, I don't. He kind of got really confused and like he was like, I can't do nothing. I'm not clocked in. And he just like turns around and goes into this little room and shuts the
Yeah,
door.
in the back.
And then there's a line behind us. We were like, is this? They were like looking at me, and I was looking at them. And we were like, is this really happening? Like, I'm like confused.
Wow. Wow.
And then I guess his boss come out and signed in his code, and then he helped.
He started helping everybody.
Yeah, he helped everybody. But then and then all of a sudden,
you might not see that Philip back in store again. But.
I don't know. No, but dude, and then here's the kicker, man. Mm-hmm. The next day, all of a sudden, we were eating dinner. She calls me, and she was like, "I got something to tell you." I reached in my purse and pulled out somebody else's keys.
No. Come on, Philip. How did you do that, man? How did you do that?
She had her keys, obviously, because she went home, but she has 2 sets of keys now. And like, it's been a few days, so she's like, well, there's no need. Like, they probably like have already like made them a new key, because they had to, because they lost their keys. But
well, I mean, there's probably other keys on there. She probably stopped them from getting into the garage. She probably stopped them from locking up their bike when they bicycle to work or bicycle somewhere. Like, come on, man, you got to take the keys back, son. You got to take the keys back, Alexa. I don't know what you're doing with Alexa. Take them keys back. They need them keys back. Quit playing games. They can't get in the grandma's jewelry box because you holding on to the key. Come on now. Come on now. You don't want grandma coming down there. That's what you don't want. You think you had tire problems the first time. Don't wait till grandma get down there.
Grandma's going to be talking to Philip, be like, how am I supposed to get my jewelry box?
Right. Philip, I cannot get my rings out of this jewelry box. We got a problem. Come on now. She need to take them keys back, man. Take them keys back. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know if Philip gonna be back at that store, man. He was like, I ain't even clocked in. Dude, how you weren't clocked in when the first time we saw you? We went back 3 hours later. You still ain't clocked in? Is it that complicated of a process where it takes you 3 hours to clock in? Come on, man.
Oh.
Man.
Yeah, he had a beanie on too at work.
Man. But that's something else. Man. No, that's good. I like that story, man. But she needs to return them keys. So.
I don't know. She might have by this point, but yeah, because I said, it's been probably about a month ago. But
hey, man, Grandma done went without her jewelry, man, her fine jewelry for way too long, playing games.
But anyway, everybody, thanks for checking us out, and give. We still have the YouTubes, doing the reactions and all that mess. Geeks Gone Raw on YouTube. Where YouTube has like actual URL, or it's at Geeks Gone Raw Universe 607.
Okay,
is our little handle. I keep forgetting about YouTube's new. That's probably been a year now. They have handles now.
Yeah, they keep saying they say hey at somebody, or like they say that they they at people or whatever, like they put their handles in, and I'll see that. I'm like, it's just like an at, like that's not even like a big deal. But I mean, it is interesting that they finally adopted it after this long.
People just gonna be like, don't at me, GGR.
Yeah, don't at me, son. Don't at me, son.
But yeah, thanks for checking us out, and tell everybody about the podcast, because like we said, we went over from the old feed. This is going to be the last episode on the old feed, except for if we have maybe the 100th episode or big things, we might add it to the old feed just to keep the old feed a little fresh. But as of just keeping content, come on, switch over to the new feed. It's on Spotify. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get on over there.
I mean, it's free on Spotify. You just download Spotify and just hit the. I ain't even really done a whole bunch of. I mean, there's still the RSS feed if you're using some sort of podcast catcher that uses RSS. Yeah. But as of iTunes, I ain't even really worried about that at this point, because Spotify is so easy to just
Yeah.
download Spotify and subscribe to the podcast on Spotify. You know,
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind we Android folks, man. You know, the Apple people, they like it to stay in the Apple lane.
they
So,
like it
you
that
know,
they like it the apples.
they like it the apples. They like it the apples, man. So, yeah. It's all good though. It's all good. No worries.
But yeah, so peace out to the Warriors, and we are
Peace out, y'all.
out of this place.
Peace out to Grandma's jewels. Say it, man. Shoot. Grandma got jewels too, man. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying.